Drunkman Devlog, episode 28, and so far we've animated right the way up to the moment when Captain Career fires his gun, bang, at Drunkman's face. And what needs to happen is that the bullet needs to leave the gun in slow motion bullet time and smash into this glass as Drunkman's raising his hand to defend himself, shatter the glass everywhere, spill the drink onto the floor, and well, that's it really, but that's the special effect shot that we're going to do today. To make the special effect shot, we're going to use the rigid body simulator, cell fracture plugin. To do the liquid splashing, we're going to be doing liquid simulator, and all of that takes physics simulation obviously, and the physics simulation is, especially for the liquid, is going to work much better if it can begin on frame 1 of the scene. So what I'm going to do is animate the bullet coming out of the gun, and then at the moment the bullet hits the glass, stop, save everything, load it into a new scene and start the physics stuff. So we'll start with building a bullet and making it come out the end of the gun. So there we go, the bullet is animated, comes out of the gun, takes a second or two to cross the gap in bullet time to hit the glass just as Drunkman is diving out of the way. And so now we begin the more complicated business of the special effects shot. First thing to do is to become a new scene, so we'll do save as, fast. Then we're going to use the action editor, dope sheet rather, to move every single thing 1601 frames left. And then we should be able to also delete everything that happens before time 0. Now hopefully we start at frame 1, it should be where the bullet just hits him, with any luck. I've deleted extra frames that I shouldn't have because it means I've lost the bullet's velocity. So let's get them all back. Undo, undo. There's no reason to delete them really, they can live there. So there's the bullet. And on frame 1 it just strokes the glass. Perfect. Keeps moving as he moves the glass out of the way. Good, good, good. So in order to make this glass shatter, we're going to have to break it up into a dozen or so, maybe less, different pieces. And we'll do that firstly, isolate it. Firstly, we're splitting all of these objects, because this at the moment is all one big mesh with all the different things in it, and that's no good if we want them to split, because we want the cubes to scatter and the lime to scatter. So select each of these in turn, separate them into new objects. It's going to be quite important we name that right. Because we'll need that in a bit. Once we've separated all these, we'll be able to smash up the glass more easily. I'm just using Control and Plus to grow the selection by connected links, connected vertexes. Is that all of the ice cubes now? No. Some of them different colours, that's odd, isn't it? Oh well, it is all the ice cubes, good. I think that's it. Which leaves us with just this glass here. We're going to cell fracture that glass using the cell fracture selected. There we go. First we're going to draw onto the glass where it will actually shatter. We'll use the grease pencil for that. Come on. Grease pencil. Draw onto the surface of the object. Where's the grease pencil bit gone? There it is. Now where was that bullet hitting exactly? There. So we'll draw roughly how that should shatter. Something like that, I expect. No, what has that gone wrong? On the object surface. Try that again. That's better. Now we can do the cell fracture using the grease pencil. I think I only want a few objects because this is a cartoon, not a realistic simulation. So we'll call it let's see how that looks. And hopefully now, not good. That ought to be the glass split up into chunks, but that's clearly not worked at all. So let's try something different. Why is it that when I move that all the ice cubes are moving too? They shouldn't be. I think that was it, the ice cubes were selected as well, which meant that they were being moved around, and now they've all disappeared. So I don't know why that is. Keep on doing until they come back. Want to... they disappear when they go out of object mode. See, this is the kind of thing that I normally don't make you sit through. It's very dull. Where do they all go? Where do they all go? See ice cubes anywhere? Nope. So we've already gone pretty wrong. As soon as I select some other object, they just disappear. They might not be disappearing, they might just be being covered up by this liquid, which probably does still allow transparency. Okay, they seem to be there, they're just hard to see. Okay, so we'll select the glass, and only the glass, and then do the self-rapture on it. Try that. Still not great. Just delete these stupid ones. No, I know what's wrong. Before we can do that, we need to solidify this glass, because it's currently just got no depth to it, you know. So solidify it to give it a depth. Doesn't have to be very, very thick though, only 1 millimeter or so. Apply that. And then self-rapture it. Much better. Now we've broken that glass up into lots of bits that will fly apart as soon as we give them a physics. In the scene, we want to, since we're in bullet time, reduce gravity down 10 times. And then give those objects some rigid body physics. Add them all to the physics, and then hopefully if we animate they will move. Nope. That's weird. Really? Not even dropping?
Not so fast, Captain Korea!
Not even dropping slowly under gravity. Why do we think that is? There we go. So now as soon as the bullet hits, the glass smashes apart. Let's see how that looks. When the actual bullet hits. So, smack. Good, now our bits are going to just drop through the floor. They stop moving. Why would they suddenly stop moving? That's ridiculous. The gravity is still too high. Looks as though it's smashing apart too quickly. So we'll reduce gravity some more. Maybe 0.5. Nope. 0.5 is too low. 7, 5. Gravity's upside down, it's supposed to be minus 0.75. Well, now they've stopped exploding. Quite possibly because the bullet itself doesn't have any physics. We need to tell it that that bullet should explode things, so we give the bullet some rigid body, animated. Still doesn't explode. Normally I have trouble stopping it exploding, so that's nice. Nice to have a different problem. I wish Blender would more easily let you animate past frame 0 into history. But it doesn't like it. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Well, I reckon it's not exploding because the pieces are too big, so I'm just going to refracture it with more pieces. Uh-oh, the original glass is gone. It really has too. That's no good. Thinking about it, once I make all of these ice cubes and stuff. Oh, there it is. Right, so I'm going to smash it again in more pieces. Try 20 pieces. Now it explodes nicely, and when I add the ice cubes and stuff in, it's going to explode even better. There we go. Let's put the I don't know where that's moved, but we don't need it anymore. We want the lemon and the straw and all of the ice cubes, but not the liquid. Tall, be rigid-bodied stew. Goes nicely. Good. Now, not only do we want to have the glass shatter, we want to have liquid drop out. So we need to add a liquid simulation as well. This that we've already got here is going to be the liquid itself, but we need to cap its ends, like so, to make it all an actual solid body instead of just a rim around the edge. Make sure all of the material in it is actually correct. And that's going to be the inflow. Well, not inflow because it's just once off, but it's fluid simulator. And it's fluid. Initialized by volume. Which is a good start. Next we need to add the area in which the fluid simulator will activate. So we can add a mesh cube. It's going to be best here. Where we added that, miles away. In the right place. Now this represents the area that it's going to be working out the liquid physics for. So if things splosh outside this area, then they'll be lost to the simulation. So since the liquid's not going to be going up, it doesn't need to be particularly high above where the liquid is. It's mostly just going to drop down off the floor, so it needs to be, bottom needs to be on the floor. And that should, I reckon, more or less contain the entire liquid as it goes. This is going to be called liquid domain. And it's going to have the physics of the fluid, and it is the domain. Shouldn't have any animation frames. Get rid of those. Now, that's obviously not right. It's completely offset from where it should be. Reason being, not as I did, that center is wrong. What if that center is wrong? Why do I reckon that is? We're in bullet time, so we want this few frames of this animation to take longer in the liquid sim, and the default's going to be here. A lot slower indeed. I shouldn't have pressed that. Now I'm gonna that was baking for a very long time. I only really want to do about 40 frames. I'm not really sure how this works. Simulation time of the last blender frame, so that's right. It's actually probably only about 10. No, in fact it's very, very small, it's like 2. Maybe just 1. It's just 1 second of animation to drop it. Let's see what it does now. Doesn't work at all. I'm going to up this resolution quite a lot because this is really just a small glass of Moscow Mule. It's not it's not like a river or anything. Still not working. Okay, I'm gonna just fiddle with it now until it. So that's got it more or less right. I think the things that I changed which had the effect were mostly to do with the fluid world, changing its viscosity and possibly the boundary, changing it to free slip, but or maybe just forcing it to use the high resolution. But I did all those things and that's made it do this, where we can now see the glass smash and the liquid splosh onto the floor. These bits of glass are not bouncing off the floor because the floor is not an object. The floor needs to be on the same layer as the bouncy things, and it needs to be a rigid body but not dynamic. And hopefully that will do it, mean it goes a bit better. Let's see. Well, look, it obviously thinks the floor is very high. Let's try treating that as a mesh. There. Now the glass explodes, everything happens as we want. We'll need to be careful to turn off the layer that contains the original sort of mesh for where the glass is going to go, but not the mesh for the liquid itself. There we go. Nice smashing glass. Well, actually, that's very weird. Why they suddenly jumped down to the floor like that? That was working right a minute ago, wasn't it? Huh. That's better. Safety margin for the collision was very bad. So that's looking good. That's our special effects shot done. Everything does eventually fall through the floor, but that's alright. We'll just keep it out of shot once the shot's finished. And the straw and the lime and most of the glass and the ice cubes don't, so that's all good. The only other thing that I want to do to this is this camera, because I don't want to change how it panned across, but it needs to also pan down to see the splash. Right about there. So hopefully if we add keyframe in there, and on there, that one, just pan down slightly to make sure we see the splash. Hopefully that'll be about right. Nope, we weren't recording. In fact, I want to do it there anyway. So there we go. Falls and splashes. Falls and splashes. And that's our special effects shot done. I'll render that out and you can see how it is.